The ancient city of Tyre evokes images of bustling harbors, skilled artisans, and far-reaching trade routes. Located on the Mediterranean coast of what is now Lebanon, Tyre was a prominent Phoenician city-state. It flourished for centuries, leaving an indelible mark on history. Known for its maritime prowess, Tyre's ships sailed across the Mediterranean. They ventured as far as the Atlantic, establishing colonies and spreading Phoenician culture. The city's strategic location and skilled seafarers made it a hub for trade and cultural exchange. Tyre's legacy as a maritime power influenced the ancient world, and its story continues to captivate us today. The Phoenicians, renowned for their seafaring and trading skills, established a network of colonies across the Mediterranean. Tyre, as a leading Phoenician city, played a pivotal role in this expansion. They founded settlements like Carthage in North Africa, expanding their influence and shaping the course of history. At the heart of Tyre's economic success lay its monopoly on a highly prized commodity purple dye. This dye was not just any ordinary color, it was a symbol of power, prestige, and wealth. The rarity and difficulty of producing this dye made it even more valuable. In ancient times, the color purple was often reserved for royalty and high-ranking officials, making it a status symbol that everyone desired but few could afford. This dye, extracted from murex sea snails found in the waters off its coast, was a luxury good coveted by kings and elites across the ancient world. The process of obtaining the dye was labor-intensive and required thousands of snails to produce just a small amount of dye. This laborious process added to the exclusivity and high cost of the purple dye, making it a luxury item that only the wealthiest could afford. The intricate process of extracting and producing the dye was a closely guarded secret, adding to its allure and value. Artisans in Tyre had perfected this craft over generations, passing down their knowledge through families. The secrecy surrounding the dye-making process ensured that Tyre maintained its monopoly on this precious commodity, further enhancing its economic power and influence. Tyre's artisans became masters of textile production, using the precious purple dye to create luxurious garments and fabrics. These textiles were highly sought after and were considered the epitome of luxury and sophistication. The skill and craftsmanship of Tyre's artisans were renowned, and their products were in high demand across the ancient world. The city's markets were filled with vibrant colors, attracting merchants and traders from distant lands. These markets were bustling hubs of activity, where goods from all over the world were bought and sold. The variety and quality of the products available in Tyre's markets made it a key destination for traders and merchants seeking the finest goods. The wealth generated from the purple dye trade fueled Tyre's growth and contributed to its reputation as a center of commerce. The city's prosperity was evident in its impressive architecture, public buildings, and the wealth of its citizens. Tyre's economic success allowed it to invest in infrastructure and public works, further enhancing its status as a major commercial hub. Beyond purple dye, Tyre's merchants traded in a vast array of goods. The city's strategic location and its skilled merchants allowed it to become a central node in the trade networks of the ancient world. Tyre's merchants were known for their expertise in negotiating and securing the best deals, ensuring that the city remained a dominant force in international trade. They imported raw materials like timber from Lebanon's famed cedar forests, silver from Spain, and tin from Britain. These raw materials were essential for various industries in Tyre, including shipbuilding, metalwork, and construction. The ability to source high-quality raw materials from distant lands was a testament to Tyre's extensive trade networks and its merchants' skill in navigating these complex systems. In return, they exported textiles, glassware, metalwork, and other luxury items. Tyre's artisans were skilled in producing a wide range of high-quality goods that were in demand across the ancient world. The city's exports were known for their craftsmanship and quality, further enhancing Tyre's reputation as a center of excellence in production and trade. This extensive trade network connected Tyre to distant corners of the ancient world, further solidifying its position as a maritime superpower. The city's strategic location on the Mediterranean coast allowed it to control key maritime trade routes, facilitating the flow of goods and wealth. Tyre's influence extended far beyond its borders, making it a pivotal player in the economic and cultural exchanges of the ancient world. Tyre's relationship with its neighbor, Israel, was complex and multifaceted, shaped by both political and economic factors. The alliance between these two ancient kingdoms was not merely a matter of convenience, but a strategic partnership that had far-reaching implications for the region. During the reigns of Kings David and Solomon, the two kingdoms forged a close alliance based on mutual benefit. Tyre, a powerful maritime city-state, was renowned for its advanced shipbuilding and seafaring capabilities. This made it an invaluable ally for Israel, which was looking to expand its influence and trade networks. King Hiram of Tyre recognized the growing power of Israel under David, and sought to establish friendly relations. He saw an opportunity to strengthen his own kingdom by aligning with a rising power. This diplomatic move was marked by mutual respect and a shared vision for prosperity. This alliance proved mutually beneficial. Tyre supplied Israel with skilled craftsmen and materials, most notably cedar wood from Lebanon, for the construction of David's palace and later, Solomon's grand temple in Jerusalem. The cedar wood, prized for its quality and durability, was essential for these monumental building projects. In return, Israel provided Tyre with agricultural products and access to trade routes. The fertile lands of Israel produced an abundance of grain, wine, and olive oil, which were highly valued in Tyre. This exchange of goods not only strengthened their economic ties, but also fostered a sense of interdependence between the two kingdoms. The relationship between Tyre and Israel extended beyond trade and construction projects. King Solomon married a daughter of the king of Tyre, further cementing the alliance between the two kingdoms. This royal marriage was a common practice in the ancient world, used to secure political alliances and ensure peace between neighboring states. This union, however, also brought about religious syncretism, as Solomon allowed the worship of Tyre's patron deity, Melqart, in Jerusalem. The introduction of foreign deities into Israelite worship practices was a controversial move that had significant religious and cultural implications. This decision would later draw criticism from the prophets, who saw it as a deviation from the worship of Yahweh, the God of Israel. The prophets warned that such syncretism could lead to moral and spiritual decline, and their warnings would echo through the history of Israel. The alliance between Tyre and Israel, while beneficial in many ways, also highlighted the complexities and challenges of maintaining political and religious integrity in the ancient world. Like other Canaanite cities, Tyre had its own pantheon of gods and goddesses. The city's patron deity was Melqart, whose name means king of the city. Melqart was revered as a god of navigation, trade, and colonization, embodying Tyre's maritime prowess and commercial success. Alongside Melqart, the people of Tyre also worshipped other Canaanite deities, including Astarte, Baal, and Asherah. Religious life in Tyre was characterized by elaborate rituals, festivals, and sacrifices. Temples dedicated to these gods and goddesses adorned the city, showcasing the importance of religion in Tyrian society. The religious practices of Tyre, while common in the ancient Near East, would become a point of contention with the Israelites. The prophets of Israel condemned the worship of Canaanite deities as idolatry, and saw it as a threat to Israel's covenant with Yahweh. This religious tension added another layer to the complex relationship between Tyre and Israel. The prophets of Israel, including Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel, delivered pronouncements against Tyre. These prophets, revered in their time and still studied today, spoke with a fervor and intensity that captured the attention of their contemporaries. Their messages were not just warnings but also reflections of the moral and spiritual state of the society they addressed. They denounced the city's pride, materialism, and exploitation of other nations. Tyre, a bustling hub of commerce and trade, was seen as a symbol of human achievement and prosperity. However, the prophets saw beyond the glittering facade, recognizing the underlying corruption and moral decay. They criticized its involvement in the slave trade, its opulent lifestyle, and its relentless pursuit of wealth at the expense of ethical considerations. The city's leaders and merchants were often depicted as being blinded by their riches, unable to see the suffering and injustice around them, and its indifference to the plight of the poor and oppressed. The prophet's words were a call to justice, urging the people of Tyre to recognize their shared humanity and to act with compassion and fairness. Ezekiel in particular delivered a scathing indictment of Tyre, painting a vivid picture of its impending doom. His prophecies were filled with imagery and symbolism, making his messages both powerful and memorable, prophesying its destruction at the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. This prophecy was not just a prediction but a declaration of divine judgment, emphasizing the consequences of Tyre's actions. He described Tyre as a proud ship, laden with wealth but destined to sink to the depths of the sea. This metaphor highlighted the city's vulnerability and the transient nature of its riches. The prophets saw Tyre's impending downfall as a consequence of its arrogance and its defiance of God's justice. They believed that no amount of wealth or power could protect the city from the moral and spiritual laws that govern human existence. The prophetic pronouncements against Tyre serve as a stark reminder that material wealth and worldly power are fleeting. They remind us that true security and fulfillment come from living in accordance with ethical and spiritual principles. They highlight the dangers of pride and the importance of humility before God. The prophets' messages encourage us to reflect on our own lives and to consider the values that guide our actions. The prophets' words, though delivered centuries ago, continue to resonate with contemporary readers, offering timeless wisdom and insights. Their messages challenge us to look beyond the surface and to seek deeper, more meaningful sources of fulfillment, prompting reflection on the true sources of lasting fulfillment. In a world often obsessed with material success, the prophetic pronouncements against Tyre serve as a powerful reminder of the enduring importance of spiritual and ethical values.